Have you ever wished a building could talk? Well, some do. Welcome to Chartres Cathedral. This isn't just a magnificent building, it's a library crafted from stone and light, a visual encyclopedia for a world where most people couldn't read. For the faithful who gathered here centuries ago, the cathedral was a giant storybook. Every sculpture, every shard of colored glass was designed to be read by the eyes and understood by the heart. It's a complete summary of Christian belief, made for everyone from the most learned cleric to the common pilgrim. Today, we're going to decode the sacred stories embedded in its famous art. We'll learn the symbolic language its medieval builders used to talk about God, humanity, and the path to salvation. Our journey into this world of symbols begins right where a medieval visitors would, at the grand western entrance, the royal portal. The cathedral's three main entrances are covered in hundreds of sculpted figures. Each one is like a chapter in a much larger story, making biblical tales and complex ideas visible to all who entered. The royal portal on the west side is the main entrance and one of the oldest parts of the cathedral. It miraculously survived a massive fire in 1194, which gives it a special sense of authority. Its three doorways work together to tell a single story about Christ's central role in history. The left doorway shows Christ before his incarnation, often interpreted as his ascension into heaven. If you look closely at the curved arches, you'll see the signs of the zodiac and scenes of people working through the months of the year. This was a powerful reminder that our daily lives and the cycles of time are all governed by an eternal, divine plan. The central, largest doorway presents a powerful vision of the end of time. Christ is seated in majesty, surrounded by the four symbols of the evangelists: a winged man for Matthew, a lion for Mark, a bull for Luke, and an eagle for John. Below him, the 12 apostles sit as witnesses to the final judgment. It's a truly awe-inspiring scene. The right doorway is dedicated to Christ's entry into the human world, with a special focus on the Virgin Mary. You can see tenderly carved scenes from her life, like the Nativity. The central image shows the Virgin and Child on a throne, a composition known as the Throne of Wisdom. Mary isn't just holding Jesus. She is the throne from which divine wisdom is presented to the world. This is a core theme at Chartres, and we'll see it again inside. Lining these doorways are tall, elegant statues. For a long time, people thought they were French kings and queens, which is why some were damaged during the French Revolution. But they actually represent the kings and queens of the Old Testament. Their placement here creates a visual link, framing the story of Christ with the prophecies of his ancestors. While the royal portal offers the first greeting, the story continues around the cathedral. The portals on the north and south sides, built a bit later in the 13th century, expand the narrative with even more detail. The north portal is dedicated to the Old Testament and the events leading up to Christ's birth. The main theme here is the glorification of the Virgin Mary. The central scene shows her coronation as the Queen of Heaven. In the arches above, the tree of Jesse illustrates her royal lineage, tracing Christ's ancestry all the way back through the kings of Judah. This whole entrance reinforces Mary's role as the bridge between the Old Law and the New. In contrast, the south portal focuses on the era after Christ's life on earth. And Redeemer. This portal is dedicated to the apostles and the stories of Christian martyrs, reminding the faithful of both the price and the promise of their belief. If the stone portals tell the story in shadow and form, the interior tells it through vibrant light and color, pouring through the cathedral's legendary stained glass windows. Chartres is famous for having one of the most complete collections of medieval stained glass in the world. This was made possible by a revolutionary new architectural style, Gothic. By using flying buttresses to support the walls from the outside, builders could open up massive spaces for windows. This wasn't just an engineering choice, it was theological. They wanted to flood the interior with what they called lux nova, or new light. This divine colored light was meant to transform the heavy stone building into a shimmering, heavenly space. The three enormous rose windows are the masterpieces of this art form. Each one presents a complex theological vision. The west rose, located above the royal portal, depicts the Last Judgment, echoing the theme of the sculptures directly below it. The north rose is dedicated to the glorification of the Virgin Mary. You can even see the royal coats of arms of France and Castile in the panels, a clear sign of royal patronage linking earthly power to the Queen of Heaven. The south rose, a gift from another powerful family, is dedicated to Christ enthroned in heaven. Below the south rose is one of the most brilliant symbolic images in the entire cathedral. 5 tall windows show the 4 evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, sitting on the shoulders of 4 Old Testament prophets. This is a literal illustration of the idea that the New Testament builds upon the foundation of the Old. It's genius, really. Beyond the great roses, more than 150 other windows tell stories panel by panel, like a medieval graphic novel. The famous Good Samaritan window not only teaches the importance of charity, but also serves as an allegory for salvation. The wounded traveler represents fallen humanity, rescued by Christ, the Good Samaritan. And then there's the Blue Virgin. This window's central panel actually survived that 1194 fire. It shows the Virgin as the Throne of Wisdom, just like the sculpture on the royal portal. The rich, deep blue of her robe is a color that has become synonymous with Chartres itself. At the bottom of some windows, you'll find small panels showing local tradesmen at work, shoemakers, masons, wine merchants. We used to think these were the guilds who paid for the windows, but scholars now wonder if these laborers could have afforded such a cost. Instead, their inclusion may have been a powerful statement by the Church, showing that all human work is sacred and has a place in the divine story. While the windows draw our eyes up towards heaven, a powerful symbol on the floor grounds us in a spiritual journey right here on earth, the labyrinth. Inlaid in the stone floor of the nave is a large, circular labyrinth. Now, a labyrinth isn't a maze. A maze has dead ends and is designed to confuse you. A labyrinth has a single winding path that leads directly to the center. For a medieval pilgrim who couldn't make the long, dangerous journey to Jerusalem, walking the labyrinth, sometimes on their knees, was a symbolic pilgrimage. It represented the long, difficult path to salvation. The journey is complex and winding, but there is a clear route that, if followed with faith, leads to God. It is such a powerful design that you can find copies of the Chartres Labyrinth in churches all around the world today. Every single element of Chartres Cathedral was designed to be part of a single, powerful story. The physical journey through the building mirrors the spiritual journey of a pilgrim. You enter through the portals, accepting the stories of faith carved in stone. You look up to the windows, where those stories are illuminated by divine light. And finally, you walk the labyrinth, undertaking the long path to salvation right here on earth. Chartres remains a masterpiece because it successfully transformed a physical building into a profound tool for teaching and spiritual storytelling. It's a timeless message in stone and glass that continues to captivate and inspire us today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed Decoding the Secrets of Chartres, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories hidden in art and architecture. See you next time.